8 hours. All right, I think we're just about live. Waiting
All
for it,
right.
waiting for it to pop up, and we are live. I'm waiting for this to pop up on YouTube. Hello, 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 everybody. Coming at you today with a little Let's Talk Shop, chatting with my buddy Jack of all trades here on YouTube.
What's up?
How's it going, my friend? Glad to have you on.
I'm pretty good. I'm glad to be here.
Heck yeah, my friend. I love your videos. We're here to help you. We're here to help try to push a little growth on you a little bit. Give me a little
It
monkey
would
love.
it would help if I'd actually upload, but yeah, I don't have any content because all my decks are commander.
I upload those, man. There are a lot of people that play Commander, and I mean, any knowledge is good knowledge. I mean, shit, I got enough people watching me, and I barely know what the hell I'm doing. I don't even actually technically really play that much. So I mean, we got to look at you look. I always look at it that way. It's like I barely play, and yet people watch, and yeah, it's all about just doing what you like to do, and just having a good time with it.
Oh
We
yeah.
got a fifth moon up in the house. Good morning, fifth. Glad to see you around, buddy. Tried to do an earlier stream for the East Coasters to have a little bit better of a chance to get on. Jack, are you going to be doing any of the pre-release this weekend?
I will not. I thought I was gonna play the same as Ixalan from what I saw from the spoilers. So I didn't really want to bother. I don't need any of the cards either.
Heck yeah, I feel you there. Yeah, I'm not. I was gonna try to go tomorrow. I can get in on a an event for $20, which is $5 to $10 cheaper than the other
Oh yeah,
LGSs.
that's pretty good.
But it's a two-headed giant only thing, and I don't know. You have to have your teammate with you when you sign up. But I don't have anybody that's available, and well, Pope won't answer the phone to me, so I can't make him take a day off of work, so I can
Oh, gotcha.
bring the homie with me. He's like one of the only people I would. There's a few people I would like to play with, but they all live on the other side of the bridge as me, and well,
You could you'd take your fiance.
she is not a Magic player, unfortunately. I've tried. Oh, Pope's messaging me right now. Hold on. Give me just a second here.
All right.
There we go. All righty. I got that out of the way. So you're not looking for. So is there any cards in this next set, the Rivals of Ixalan, you're looking forward to?
Not particularly. I mean, there was there was one where you get a saproling at the start of your upkeep, and or at the start of each player's upkeep. And I'd get that for my token commander, but other than that, no.
Feel ya. I'm just kind of scrolling through the cards right now to get another glance and everything. I can say for me being a vamp, I like the vampire. I've always liked vampires.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah. So many wonderful pirates. I'm looking at a pirate card. So many wonderful, wonderful vampire cards on here to look at that I actually might build the tribal deck.
The some of the elder dinosaurs are pretty cool. Like the blue one, you have no maximum hand size. I can't remember what all it does. It's a 7/7 for I think 6 and 2 blue,
Oh, schnickies.
but it's really good and it's kind of hard to remove.
Heck yeah, that's always nice. Gotta love those hard to remove stuff. Oh,
Yeah,
here you go. You're talking about the Nazal Primal Tide, the 5/2 blue, 7/7, can't be countered. You have no maximum hand size. That's definitely gorgeous for EDH.
yeah. It's I thought about maybe building commander around that, but I hate blue. I can't stand it, but it's fun to play.
Oh, I feel you. I'm not a very big blue is my favorite color. But in terms of Magic, I've always green or black or Golgari. The green black, I
Yeah,
like to do green black.
Golgari is my favorite too.
That was I remember way back in the day when I first actually started to try to build a deck finally back when I was back in like 97, I think it was when I built my
Mm-hmm.
first deck. My buddy had the rule booklet from Revise, and it kind of gave you a description of what the colors are and what they kind of do. And from that, I kind of determined what color I wanted to play by what sounded the best to me, which was green and or
Yeah,
black. But the black cards I had just sucked, and I didn't like losing life. I was back in the day. I was so concerned with making sure I had an abundance of life that the only way to go for me was
that's how
green.
I think that's how every beginner is. Everyone, when they first play, they're like 1 point of damage. They don't want to lose like any life. Once you've been playing for a while, life is just a resource for you to throw away for the most part. If you throw too much away, you lose. But
Oh, hey, 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 we got Mr. Pope in the house. Heck yeah, I was just on the phone with
what's
him.
up,
That's
Pope?
funny. Mr. Pope, I need to get you on one of these streams one of these times, bro. You can do it just like Jack does. I mean, I know you don't like your face being out there. I mean, I know I have your face out there because I just made you do it. But I totally love to have you on, Cap. Just shoot the shit one of these times, bro. Pope is blessing all of us. Thank you, Pope. We appreciate you, sir. But yeah, I'm like trying to look through all these spoilers. I watched a couple of videos on them, but since everybody does, so many people do spoiler videos, I just avoid them all usually. And
Yeah,
then
same.
I completely avoided like all of them this time around and have like just a little bit of an idea what's going on. I tend not to pay that much attention to. I mean, I see what the cards are a little once, but don't really. I know a lot of people like do a lot of research on it. I go into it pretty much generally knowing what the two to three mechanics are of the new mechanics,
Hmm.
kind of with a small understanding of what those are and what those do, and then just go for it. Because when I was at the GP back in November, a lot of people I were sitting around me were like, "Crap, I didn't get the cards I wanted." It's like I came into it just okay. Let's get my pool going and then build from that. Not I expect I need to get these cards to build this deck and
Yeah.
go. I went with what can I build with what I got? Okay, what's gonna work? And I lost my butt off, but um, that was because I kind of stuck with green white dinosaurs. I should have went black white vampire pirates. After I got back to Caleb's house after the event, I started going through my stuff and realized I could have built a way stronger tech that way. But
Hmm.
I got stuck on the dinosaurs because I was like, ooh, dinosaurs.
I think that's why I did it in my pre-release. I ended up getting second because the first guy I played kept on instead of cutting, he kept like shuffling my deck, and I kept on either getting mana flooded or I'd get no creatures.
Yikes. Yeah, I had one enchantment removal in my deck, and the dude I played against that was really pissing me off was milling me with one of his enchantments. So
Yeah,
I yeah, I couldn't get to him, and he was pretty good at card counting. Like he had his deck counted out to the card. He had my deck counted out to the card. I didn't realize what he was doing until I lost the second time, and I looked at his little sheet of paper. He was writing everything down, and it kicked into my brain after the second game when he kept asking to see my milled cards because I didn't even look at it when I milled them. I was so pissed that I was getting I was getting my deck just milled to shit. I was just throwing them in the graveyard upside down. And he kept asking to look at my cards. I didn't think about it until after the fact that he was card counting me as well. So he knew he had a general idea of what cards. Well, yeah, it was just screwed.
is that considered cheating by Wizards?
I don't think so. I would have to like dig into the rules and check. I
I
didn't really
mean,
want to. I didn't really. I could have said something to a judge, but at that point, it's just like it's not. This isn't poker. We're not really winning money.
Yeah.
and whatnot. But it was just the fact that it's like, dang man, you got this down to where you're like counting cards. That's insane. It's not easy either. So I mean, that was kind of why I wasn't like completely. I was upset, but I wasn't like mad because it was, if you're smart enough to be able to count cards like that, I mean, you kind of
Hmm.
go ahead. I mean, really in the end, because he didn't really, like I said, he didn't 100% know exactly what was going on in my deck, what was coming exactly, but he had a general idea. And he always got excited when certain cards hit my graveyard, which I could understand. He was knocking cards out that, we're going to screw him over. But yeah, the nice part about that is he did give me the foil promo, even though I lost, which was cool. And then on round 3, my opponent didn't show up, so I walked out with a foil fatal push. So I mean, there's
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah. I remember that video.
So you're a commander player. What kind of colors do you play for commander, sir?
Mostly Golgari and Celestia. I
Heck
got
yeah.
I got the Wizards and Dragons pre-con for Christmas, and then a while back on Black Friday, my LGS had a sale, and so I got the Mizzix pre-con for like I think $20.
Dang, nice, dude. That's a steal right there. I always love getting stuff on good
Yeah,
deals.
but I like Golgari because it takes a lot of skill to build a good deck, and then it takes skill to play the deck at the same time. Like mono green, you just build a deck and then you play it because it's like mana ramp. Give your creatures plus X plus X plus X, drop like 8/8s on turn 3 or something like that. But like Golgari, you have to work around sacrificing your creatures and doing damage to your opponent at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's kind of why I wouldn't ended up going into Golgari. Besides for the fact, like I said, I'm a vampire. I love vampires. So
Mm-hmm.
to add vampires into a green deck, you have to add black to it. And at this point, this is years like this is back in, I think I can't quite remember. I think I went black green probably around 2000 2001. Caleb, help me out here if you're still in chat, if you can remember. Because I know my original deck was mono green. It was like 180, 150 cards. It was a monster. There was no strategy to it. It was just I grabbed everything that I had that was green. I traded to Caleb and his twin brother for their green cards to add to my deck and just stacked it. It was a huge. It didn't lose very often because of just how big it was and how much life gain I had in it. I think the highest amount of life I've ever actually had in one match was like probably like 300.
Yeah,
And then of
that's
course
pretty good.
Caleb, Caleb, I'm playing against Caleb, and he had probably uh he probably had just about the same amount of life, and we literally played a game for like 3 hours the one day.
That's ridiculous. Just a casual game.
Oh yeah, we like to build massive armies and pretty much one shot each other. That was kind of what we would do, and so we always board stalled each other.
That's
And
great.
yeah, so we literally board stall for however long it took to get that one slight advantage, to get that one, because each of us had like six different. I had like six different strategies that would work in my deck certain ways. He was a lot better at it. He was always more fine tuned than me. He always had like 3 or 4 max, and it was always, and he had his deck wasn't as big as mine, but mine was definitely huge, and so for him it
Mm-hmm.
was easier to get his strategies off, and for me it wasn't as easy. But I also had so much life gain in there, so much mana ramping. I had wild growths, I had fertile grounds. I stacked my deck to build as much mana as I could, as well as I'm a big fan of the Ancestral Mask from back in Marcadian Masquerade set.
Mm-hmm.
I love that card. If you play enchantments at all, green enchantments at all, you need that card. Getting it's a I can't remember off the top of my head. I got it here though. What growth? No, maybe not. String life. What's going on over here?
You should do a deck tech on your first deck.
Oh, good lord! I don't know if I could even remember how I freaking shoved that together. Like I said, it's been so long. I guess I don't have any ancestral mass, but I think it's 2 and a green, and
Mm-hmm.
it's an enchant creature, and enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for all other enchantments in play, not yours, but all of them in
Oh,
play.
that's pretty
So
good.
yeah, I would end up being able to one shot people with a lot of life just because I would ramp something up to 100 and just
I think that's exactly how my first deck was, except when I first started, I was told not to go over 70 cards, or else your deck wasn't going to be super consistent. And so I just had like what you had. I had rampant growth. None of the like older cards because I started in 2011. But I had rampant growth. I had a playset of fogs, which that was the staple in the deck at the time because it saved my tail end like almost every game. And then I'd end up winning because all my creatures were untapped and I'd kill them.
heck yeah, bro. And Pope over here in the chat saying 100 card decks before Commander, which is very true. We definitely built these monstrous things. But like I said, we just like to play, and we didn't want we were even to this day I don't like these 5 minute games.
Yeah.
Like I want to enjoy my time. I want to play. I don't want to be freaking let's get the wham bam. Thank you, man. You know, it's not like I'm freaking losing my virginity or something.
That's the reason I play Commander so much. Because like all the games, even if it's a duel, they last at least. I think the shortest game I've had is 15 minutes.
Dang, that's not too bad then. Yeah, I haven't actually gotten around to building a commander deck yet. I'm still trying to figure out who I want to use as a commander, and
You could if you don't want to use Edgar, you could use the new one, Vona.
yeah, I
I
was
think
thinking about
it's
that.
black white. There's no red in it, but it's a pretty good one. Pay 7 life, destroy target non-land permanent.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that card. I know Caleb pulled the foil version out of his buy box, and then pulled one out of non-foil version out of his box. I'm like, I need one of those. And then I ended up pulling one at the GP, and then I pulled another one out of one of my pre-releases. So I'm just like, well, I got a couple now, because I kind of want to use that in a because I don't really follow the standard modern blah 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 rules since I'm a tabletopper. I don't care to. So
Yeah,
my decks are just kind of built. I mean, I guess technically I'd be considered playing modern or whatever consists of everything pretty much. That's not legacy.
legacy.
Is it legacy that can takes everything? Yeah, so I guess I'd be considered
Yeah,
legacy, but my deck would never stand a chance in like legitimate legacy play just because um I just
like legacy is ridiculous because of all the combos with the power 9 and that stuff. Because modern's ninth edition and up. I think that's why they made the format just to get rid of the power 9.
yeah, which is I'm so sad that I never picked up any Power Nine back in the day. I mean, I was in elementary school when Magic started. I was in third grade, fourth grade, third grade when the game started back in Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my first cards in fourth grade '94. I was just kind of handed some Alpha cards. I found out later they're Alpha cards because I remember when I finally bought cards in '99, I think it was or so. It was about the time the Popes ended up moving to Vancouver up here to Washington with me. So it was like '99, 2000 when I first started buying my actual packs, and I was like looking at the cards, going, "These don't have square corners anymore. They're rounded." And my buddy is Pope's like, "You had squared corner cards. You do realize those are alpha cards?" I'm like, "So what does that mean?" Those they were just I just got handed a bunch of cards back in elementary school, and I had them for years, and just ended up giving them away eventually. Oh yeah. So I mean, I don't think I had anything spectacular. I know I didn't have any power nines, so I didn't have anything like
Yeah,
that. I think I might have had a dual land in there because I know back in the day, not a lot of people really cared for the lands. I know Caleb's got a pretty nice set of revised dual lands, not the full set, but he's got he's got a couple play sets of a couple of them, and he's got quite a bit of them that a friend gave him and that he held on to over the years and never played with because they were old. And I'm actually, I always made fun of him for not playing with those old cards because I'm like, oh, they're not going to be that valuable. And well, good job, Caleb. Way to save that freaking value, buddy.
Wish I would have been alive back then, just to just to see what it's like. Because there used to be stuff like mana burn,
Yep, I remember Mana Burn. We uh
like
we
just
uh we took that. We didn't actually play Mana Burn style unless me and Caleb played against his brother because his brother played a mono red burn deck. So he was all sorceries and walls. So we would totally play Mana Burn against him because he would ramp his mana up a little bit too much and then end up having too much mana. So we'd let him burn himself because we got tired of being lightning bolted and disintegrated and fireballed to death every time.
yeah,
And we played Mana Rush, but not with him because it's not fair when you watch a guy dump 21 lands first turn because when you play it, well, the way we played Mana Rush is, you draw your 7 cards, you can put every mana you have in your first hand down first turn, and if you end up you end up dropping, you end up with 7 lands in your hand, you hand out, you get a new hand again. And his brother just would get lucky as fuck and get 14 to 21 lands in first turn and just be as almost an instant. One time it was a 1 turn kill because he got 21 lands and disintegrated me. I was just like, never again am I playing fucking Mana Rush with you, Mr. Brandon Pope. Screw it.
I think I have one modern deck, and that's the deck tech I did for goblins. This is the first deck I ever made, like actually constructed, because the green one was just like you said, just a bunch of cards kind of thrown together. And I was I was shown this deck by a friend now. He has a deck pretty similar to it, and it won on like turn 3. I'm like, this is amazing. How can I make this? And he just let me look through his deck, and I just built it based on that.
Heck yeah, we got a post-apocalyptic games showed up. What's up, buddy? Yo, Kyle. I know an affordable mono and green elf deck that's good for modern just for you. Hey, Post, you know me quite well, buddy. I am definitely a big elf fan as well. Actually, the first deck I built, my mono green deck, was very elfin, and then it became an elf vampire. Those are my two favorite tribes in Magic is elf and vampires.
I like spiders and worms. Those are my favorite.
Oh, you're a dirty guy. You like those big old crawl worms and stuff.
Oh yeah, the one of my commanders is spider tribal, and I'm still waiting for that worm commander to come out. I mean, I
I
could run
miss
someone else, but
Caleb. Screw your elves gobs for the win. Yeah, it was always funny because before they did the elves versus goblin duel deck, that was literally me and Caleb back in the day. Him and his him and his goblin deck with his goblin kings, and me with my elf deck and all my enchantments to beef up my elves so they don't get killed by all his crap because that was always freaking annoying. He was a dirty guy, and by that I
yeah.
mean he was good, and I got lucky most of the time. I mean, the only reason I beat him is just because I could ramp so much life that after a while he would eventually either deck out or I just finally ramp enough creatures out to break through him, and we'd just trade off, and I'd have a couple left over, and he wouldn't have anything. So then he'd have to start rebuilding, and I was just able to slowly swing him down.
hmm what's the best pull from a pack you've ever had?
Um, Value wise would have been my M15 Goif. I pulled out of a random M15 pack. I ended up getting in one of those Lucky Magic boxes for my ideal 808 when HQ was being sponsored by those. I bought one, ended up with
hmm
that.
Nice.
Um, I pulled a few inventions. a couple invocations. Nothing super spectacular though. Nothing to be like other than the Goif. I mean, I
A
haven't had,
lot
but
better than me.
I've opened nowadays. I've opened like 20, about 30 boxes, 30 boxes worth of packs by now. It's been a lot since I started re-collecting again in my adult life
Hmm.
because I couldn't afford Jack Diddley when I was growing up. I mean, it was just what little bit of little bit I can.
I can't afford a whole lot either. I had when I started when I started like actually buying packs last year. I had a bunch of money saved up just from like all my past, not well I wouldn't say all, but a large majority of just my past birthdays. So I had like $500, and I just kind of spent that over the course of 3 months, and I ended up with a lot of decent cards, but none of them were like super valuable. Like they're all maybe like $5, like you know that mid range kind of thing.
Yeah,
Nothing ridiculous.
yeah, I feel you. That's the thing with Magic. Anything that's not reserve list or not like ultra old vintage is just doesn't really have. There's not much value there. I mean, I'm like a lot of other people. I know I'm always going to say the best bang for your buck is to buy singles,
Hmm.
but there's nothing funner than playing the lotto and buying a
Yeah.
pack and cracking it. So I mean, yeah, you're not getting you're definitely not you're guaranteed maybe 25 you're guaranteed no more than 25% of your value back you spent on that pack. But there and again, when you get one of those nice hits, it's just like
The way I look at it is when I buy a pack, I either want a card I don't have or a valuable card. Like if I get either one of those, I'm happy. Because like there's two sides. You got like the value side, you got the collector side. It's kind of like Pokemon's like a completely just mostly collection game with no one played the card game when I was growing up. No one played the card game. We just collected them and traded them.
oh god, Pokemon, I don't even Caleb, I'm pretty sure Caleb over in the chat will attest to this, and I'll say it myself. Caleb, you and me, we fucked up, bro. We had a ton of original base set because I mean we were back in high. I just started was just starting high school when that came out. No, I
Yeah,
was still a junior. I was still in eighth grade, so I was still junior high when it first came out, and that was the big thing. Everybody was collecting Pokemon, so I was like, cool, I'm gonna start buying Pokemon too. I mean, so all we collected, we only collected the first two sets. No,
mm-hmm.
actually, I think Caleb wasn't even. Caleb pretty much jumped ship before Fossil came out, so he only collected from up the first two sets, and then me, I collected up until about up until base set two started, and I was at that point I'm good. The game's dying. There's no stores in town that are playing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no value in the cards. I just gave everything away. And then flash forward, is it now like 10 years, 20 years almost?
Mm-hmm.
Boom! Shit's fucking worth a shit ton. It's just like, and I can say I'm not ultra super sad about it because I had never owned a Charizard.
Yeah.
So, but there and again, I had chances to buy them for way cheaper than they were worth. Then, like I could have gotten them for half price. And when I thought the game was dying, because well, in our area, all the card games died because there was no LGSs. Um, it kind of shocked me a couple years ago when I realized that Pokemon, the trading card game, never died and it only had just gotten stronger. But nicely enough, I noticed the value of the original base set stuff really hasn't changed much over the years. I thought it was gonna just go away and just be worthless,
Yeah.
and it's even the Charizards really haven't gone up. I mean, unless it's a graded one, you know, shadowless, whatever, you know, like the technical first edition one. But even then, it's like they haven't really. changed price much. I mean, yeah, they are a little bit more expensive, but there and again, I can understand that now being like 20 years. It's like, unlike the Black Lotus, where you can buy an ungraded Black Lotus for like 5,000 plus, if you're getting a beta, like 5,000
Yeah.
bucks. Back in the day, a beta Black Lotus was only $100. I mean, that's what makes me laugh because I've gotten into arguments with the Pokemon collectors and Yu-Gi-Oh collectors about, oh, Magic doesn't hold the most valuable cards. Is Pokemon has got ones that are worth more. And it's like, well, they printed one of that specific card. There's only one card in existence of that. I can understand that, but there and again, you got Black Lotuses. There's a lot more of those in existence than one, and they're worth just the same amount as this one single
Yeah.
inexistent card. So it's like, hey, no.
Well, like there's those cards that are worth a lot for Pokemon, and there's just like the rest of them that aren't worth jack diddly squat. It's like I went through because I got my cards out, like what I had left, because I gave all my stuff to my little brother a while ago, and I was looking through it. The most valuable card I have out of like 100 cards is an original Articuno, and it's like $7.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's kind of crazy how something although I guess there and again with the Pokemon and like Yu-Gi-Oh, the old school cards, the only time they actually become worth a ton is when they were graded and high on the high end of the grade scale.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same for Magic. It definitely adds a boost to it, but not as boosty as it is for Pokemon and the other old school trading card games that are still around. Well, I guess I should say it's just Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those are the only two that have really stood along Magic for most of Magic's life, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
I was talking to a Yu-Gi-Oh player the other day. He's starting to get into Magic, but I was kind of making fun of him because he had like you know how all the creatures have like 3,000 attack or 4,000 defense and like all that ridiculous stuff. And he told me that that is because, well, we can't exactly just copy Magic where that'd be like a 3-4, because he openly admits that Yu-Gi-Oh is just a rip off of Magic.
Yeah, it was just a card game, another card game. Just people are taking. It's not like a complete rip off of Magic.
No, it's not.
There's definitely a lot of different how the hell you say it ways. It's played differently. I played it for a long time back in the day. I got really into it. And I came to find out my collection I gave away, which kind of it didn't like it just it was more shocking. Like my facial expression may say different. It was more shocking than anything I gave with how expensive some of those cards were that I had. Like I thought Yu-Gi-Oh was going to be worthless because there was really no one to play it. I could buy packs for dirty cheap and no one played it. So I was like, oh, these cards aren't going to be worth anything. So I gave my collection to a one of the Toys for Tots things. Because I seen one of the kids years ago now was asking for Yu-Gi-Oh cards for Christmas, and I'm like, well, shoot, I got 5 tins stacked. I pretty much gave him about 2 shoeboxes full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a lot of money on that. I stopped buying Magic. I spent a couple $100s on that. I gave him like 5 tins worth, and plus, and in there I gave him all the God cards, about 12 of the original Blue Eyes, 12 of the original Dark Magicians. I mean, I had a lot of stuff, and
Wow.
bought him some sealed packs, and then I was looking at prices online, and I was like, even though most of my Blue Eyes and Dark Magicians were from the starter decks, even the starter decks ones are worth quite a bit. The original ones, I'm like, God damn, that's crazy.
Moral of the story is hold on to your collections, right?
Yeah, and like I said on that one, I don't really feel too bad because I did
Yeah, because
donate.
it's Toys for Tots.
I gave it to a kid in need, and
Yeah.
I just kind of felt a little bad because I only threw in a couple. I went and bought a 3-pack blister to throw in with it too because I was like, give him something open. I felt kind of bad because it wasn't, it was all open. But there and again, I mean, I was like, I just, if you're wanting some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you're wanting to play with them. You're not just wanting a couple packs to open. You're wanting cards to play with. Because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted Magic cards back when I was a kid. I always bought the starter decks and stuff because I wanted to actually have something I could use versus okay, I got 8 cards. Woo! So I mean, I gave him like five. I gave him like 3,000 cards. So I mean, I obviously don't get to see them open it or know if they enjoyed it or not. But I'm pretty sure once he got into there and realized how much was in there and what all was in there.
Yeah. I My parents never bought me any like trading card games growing up. I was always handed them like whatever someone had like left over. And my friend for my birthday, because he knew I really liked Articuno because I watched the old TV show, like the one that wasn't like terrible, is decent.
Yeah.
But he gave me the Articuno and the Moltres for my birthday, and I was just like so excited.
Heck yeah, yeah. My parents didn't buy me didn't buy me any of my trading cards. They were very against it because it was the nerdy thing and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So whenever I made money mowing lawns and stuff for the neighbors, I would take that money and go buy a couple packs at a time.
Well, like this past Christmas, I think they realized it's more of a hobby than it is a game. To me, it is. To me and my brother, it is. Anyways, it's more of a hobby to us.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think they realized that, and they're kind of like, "Oh, hey, everyone's got a hobby," and so they both got us 2 pre-cons each of the new set.
Nice. That's always fun. I like how I built my original non 150 card deck is I bought one of one of stupid chair move. It's here somewhere. Maybe it's not. To do. Actually, I literally legitly bought this back in the day and built a deck and tore it apart and built a deck. One of the
Oh,
old school precons.
those are those are worth quite a bit now.
Some
Like,
of them are not. It just kind of depends on if they have those cards that spiked over the years in value. I picked that one
yeah.
up about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago for $12, and it cost 10 back in the day. So I mean, with inflation, I actually got that for cheaper than when it was brand new. So it's like score.
Yeah. Like if it's sealed, you could sell it for probably more just because it's an old starter deck.
Yeah, that one I'm thinking I might end up sending off the dock MTG because I still haven't figured out what I want to send him as a thank you for the Chewy cards. I was supposed to do it
Yeah.
already, and I'm just kind of like, crap. I need to find something random that I can send as a thank you. And I was at my LGS at the big LGS, fuck you CCG house, and I was looking at the vintage stuff, and yowzers. $40 for a pack of cards. No, thank you.
For what set?
I can't remember. That one was. I think that was. I think it was like Weatherlight or something. I know it was like some of the old stuff, and I know there's not like really any value in there. That's why I was looking at the ones that was. It's like they want like
Yeah.
$11 for Fallen Empires, a pack of
Oh,
Fallen Empires.
uh-uh.
I'm like,
I,
you can go online and pick those up for $4 on the high end off eBay and like 250.
yeah.
So I mean, because there's not really any value in that set. I like that set because it was an old school set and it was one of the first with the set symbols. Not only that,
Hmm.
but I also I have a complete collection of that set. I picked up for $20, so I was pretty happy.
The I think I think my favorite card design is from Portal, where they had like the bolded letters, and then
Oh God,
the the attack and
Portal.
defense, it had a sword and a shield.
Oh man, let's just. I can tell. I don't. You don't want to know why a lot of Portal cards are expensive, is because when those were first out, you were made fun of and ridiculed to no end if you played with Portal cards at all. Even one Portal card in your deck, you pop that out, people would ream you because you were a freaking noob, and then no one would want to play Magic with you at all because you were a noob. And it's that in my eyes, that's why some of those cards are so expensive because a lot of people didn't buy it, none of people didn't want it, and so it was one of those obscure sets. But then all of a sudden nowadays, it's like expensive.
Mm-hmm. My favorite set is well, what's yours first off?
My favorite set, hands down, is Marcadian Masquerade.
This is a pretty good one. I remember watching this one guy. He opened a bunch of starter decks from it, and I think he had 5 foils in one starter deck.
Damn, nice.
I know. I was like, I was just baffled.
Oh shit, I'm
Um,
missing. Hold on one second here. I've been missing out in chat. Oh, Trash Fire showed up at some points. Caleb is let's see, we got people seriously. Post came back. Oh dang, sorry guys over here in chat. I'm gonna scroll up all the way to the end here now that I had to. Matt's favorite set is Trash Fire MTGs is Kaladoosh.
it's not a
Um,
bad one.
Post like Shadowmoor.
Oh, I
Caleb.
love that's a great set.
Caleb's not answered what set his favorite is yet.
I like the M13 core set the most probably. I think I got 5 packs for Christmas, and I pulled a Gilded Lotus,
Ooh,
and then
nice.
like all the other cards were just kind of like $5, $7. Like it was all a good. It's a good set because all the cards are not all the cards. Most of the cards are you know aren't like bulk rares,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, looks like Caleb finally answered the question. Caleb likes the dark.
which sets that.
The dark set. That's I think that was the first expansion with an expansion symbol on it actually. I think that was the one that came out during revised-ish era. Had to have been one of the 94 expansion sets.
Oh, okay, yeah,
95,
yeah.
something like that.
I think I know what that is now.
I feel bad because Caleb had a couple of years, not a couple of years ago now, quite a many years ago now. Time kind of by. Had his old Magic collection stolen. A lot of his cards went
Oh,
missing.
that's
He had a lot of beta cards. He had a few Summer Magic cards. He actually had that blue Hurricane card because I remember seeing that one going, dude, that's cool. You have a off-colored card. And since there's never been, they pointed out that there was never an off-colored Hurricane outside of Edgar Magic, Summer Magic. I
mm-hmm.
had to put two and two together in my head and realize that was the card Caleb had. And yeah, that disappeared years ago. And finding out nowadays it's worth 20 G's. Both of them, I mean, Caleb's already feels bad. I feel worse because it's like,
Yeah, that's if I had my collection stolen, there goes my investment. It's all gone. Like you invest in the stock market. There goes my investment. It's not worth a whole lot, but I've at least made at least 100 or 200 back on everything.
yeah, I mean, I've definitely value wise, I've definitely sunk more into my collection than I have in physical value. But
Yeah,
then again, I just I like to collect. I like to play very casually, and so The only times I get upset when I don't get my value back is like in the master sets if I can't
Yeah,
even pull
you should be upset with that.
because you're spending a lot. Like freaking Trashfire, man, that guy is a Modern Master 17 guru.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw your battle. That was he pulled a scalding tarn, didn't he? Like
yeah, yeah,
right after you didn't you pull a dual land like right before that?
yeah. I pulled the Mystery Rainforest out of my first pack, and then he pulled the Scalding Tarn, and I was just like, hell yeah. Well, he definitely needed that for the box because he had opened the rest of the box off camera, and he only had pulled two mythics, and it was without that Scalding Tarn, that box was going to downtown Host Town to come meet up with me
Yeah.
in at the Host Town Hotel. So
I think I've yet to open and buy a box. I don't ever have enough money at one time to be able to afford it because like you got gas and you got like you got the tournaments or like the pre-releases, that kind of stuff that I spend it on.
yeah, I buy most of my stuff off eBay and stuff. I mean, I definitely always recommend support your local game store. It's always a nice thing to do. But there and again, as a consumer, when you can buy something, the big LGS fuck you
Yeah.
CCG house wants $110 per standard box. I can pick them up off eBay, off online sellers for $80. Why not save
Yeah,
$40?
I'm with you on that. That's how my LGS is. Like, they want $100 for each booster box, but I don't. Yeah, I'd rather get it off of eBay for a lot cheaper.
I know there's David for all of us in the United States. There's David Adams Card World.
Mm-hmm.
They have some pretty good deals randomly. Like right now, you can get a box of Dragon's Maze for 60 bones. They got Journey to Nyx for 65. Hour of
The uh,
Devastation's like $73.
the Dragon's Maze might be worth it because there's shock lands in that set, which for some reason people don't know.
Yeah,
They're around here anyways.
it's like with Fate Reforged having the fetch
The
lands in there.
fetches, yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the set, and a lot of people didn't realize there was fetch lands in there. The main reason I was such a big fan of it is I was buying packs off a coworker. He'd sit there and go buy them and bring them to me, and I'd buy them off him. And we won't go into details of how I bought them, what I bought them with, but I bought them off him. And the one time he brought me a couple intro decks from there, and I opened the packs up in there and pulled the blue white dual land out of a pack, and then
The Windswept Heath.
yeah, something like that. Or no, that's the Flooded Strains or something. I can't quite remember. I know I got
Flooded
it.
Strand is I think that's the
Let me
white or might be the blue black.
let me pull that up real fast. I can pull this up here. So I know I've pulled most of them, and I pulled them out of. I pulled a lot out of packs. So I was like, when I bought my boxes of Fate Reforged, I was expecting to pull three a piece because I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
was pulling them like every three packs I pulled one. So I was like, okay, yes, they are the rare land in the land spot, but obviously they're not that hard to pull. And well, I learned the hard way that they're harder to pull than I thought. Oh, good. Oh
I
man, Ugin
bought
went
uh
down.
I bought Dragons of Tarkir last week. I bought 4 packs thinking that they still that set had the fetch lands, but it's Dragons or is Khans of Tarkir that had it. And I was so frustrated with myself.
Let's see. Pluto Delta's the blue black. I pulled two of those out of my boxes, which was nice. Where? Yeah, Flooded Strand. Yeah, Flooded Strand was the blue white. I remember pulling that back when that was the more
Mm-hmm.
expensive one. I was all excited, and then huh, prices have definitely changed on these since the last time I looked.
What's the cheapest one at right now?
Um, According to MTG Goldfish, the cheapest one is 1256. That's the Windswept Heath, the green white.
Really? That's that's interesting.
And then the most expensive is the Pluto Delta at 1850. Wow.
Wait, for fetch lanes?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I thought they were all at least 20 and above.
Kind of depends on what where you look. Like I'm not. I see. Goldfish is supposed to be running off whatever the TCG player pricing, but
I don't think it does. I mean, I don't ever use Goldfish. I just use TCG.
oh, there we go. Trash is saying the expensive ones are the enemy fetch lands, the old Zendikar ones. Those are the
Oh
ones that are
yeah,
the
that's right.
expensive
Because
ones.
they reprinted some of the new one.
Yeah, yeah, those are the ones that
Yeah,
came in the Modern Bastard 17 packs.
yeah, those ones. Yeah, that's right. I always forget that they just made new ones. But yeah,
Oh shit, my buddy King Carl's in the chat. What's up, Carl? It's one of my. Whoa, my chair just freaking. That was different. Ah, thought my chair just broke for a second. Oh man, what a morning.
what time is it?
It's about 10:22 here.
No, it's 1:22.
Hell
It's
yeah.
been like I think I overslept. I slept in until noon, and I woke up and I saw your message. I'm like, oh fudge. So you're up at like 9, or it's probably 9 your time when you sent that message.
Yeah, I got up around 8 this morning. I passed out early last night. I was in bed about 9, I think. 9:10, like 9:30.
I think I was up until 3, 4, something like that.
Damn,
I
hell
can't
yeah.
I can't ever fall asleep, like ever.
That's one thing. And I have that's my issue during the work days. During the weekend, I'm like, I pass out a lot.
Yeah, you're all like tired from the week already.
Hell yeah. Crazy guys over in chat. King Carl clan ain't nothing to fuck with. That's right.
So I've been hearing a lot about the Dominaria. Do you know anything about that?
I do believe that's the next block we'll be going to, if I remember right. And that's the original plane that the original sets were based on
Mm-hmm.
back in the Ursa time.
That's right. Because Karn's there. I know that for a fact. And who else was it? So one, I can't remember his name right now. He's the one that he was in, I think, Tarkir, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
Hold on, that's what's flashing over here. What's going on? Bloop. Okay, there we go. I got stuff popping up on my computer. Sorry.
Do you have a trade binder?
I do, but it's mainly foils.
Gotcha. So I have one. It's mostly bulk rares, but
Ain't nothing wrong with those bulky rares, bro.
no, I have those rares, and then I have just like all my foils, like the commons and uncommons.
Heck yeah, yeah. I keep my rare foils and my uncommon foils in my binder, and then I took all my commons out because I ran out of space. My binder's pretty much those, my planeswalkers, and then everything I have that's over about $2 ends up in
Yeah,
there.
I just have a crap ton of bulk rares because that's all I ever pull anymore out of the new sets. So all the new sets are so like unvaluable. Like the only reason I think Our Devastation, Amin Kaladesh, Battle for Zendikar, those blocks, they were they're only worth anything because they had the masterpiece cards, and that was about it, except for like a couple rares or mythics.
Heck yeah. Let's see here. My buddy King Carl's boycotting sealed product because of the pedo shit, which I completely agree with. And Trashfire MTG was wondering, Jack, do you have any inventions or any of the lottery cards?
I have one uh, from the Breach Invocation,
Nice.
and I traded for that, and I'm about to trade it away for doubling season.
Hell yeah! My first lottery card was a the black white um, blue land and BFZ thing. Oh, what the hell was that? Pull it out real fast. I forget now.
Here, I got it.
What one was that? It was the. I know it's down here towards the bottom of the list. Maybe not. Maybe it's up here. Oh, yeah, it was the Godless Shrine. Still holding pretty good value at $70.
There's mine. It's the has like the Locust God kind of breaking through a wall.
Heck yeah, I ended up. I pulled No Capture the True. I pulled a Locust God, I think, not the expensive one. So the Scarab
I
God.
think the Scorpion God is the least expensive. I got the Scorpion God too.
Um, I think it's the mid range one. It's the blue. It's not
Oh
the
yeah, the Locust God.
yeah, it's not the expensive one, but it's the one that's right in the middle. I pulled that Invocation. I pulled the Platinum Angel. I pulled a Painter's Servant Invocation, and I pulled a Caleb's Planar Lens Invocation out of his box.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't actually pulled one yet. It's all. Of course, I don't buy boxes. I just buy random packs.
Buddy King Carl over here is bringing up a very valid point. He says, "Be careful on the double season trade. It is possibly due for reprint," which is true. It's been a while since that card's been out, and with the Masters 25 coming up, that might be one of those cards on the list to be reprinted. So you might want to wait. Wait, I would wait. I'd wait until after that came out to make
I,
that
I
trade if
I
you
can't
can.
wait. I've been waiting 6 months to find someone willing to trade one.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
It's like I honestly would if I heard about that maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I can't wait. I've been trying to get a hold of it just for 6 months so I could finish my token commander. But yeah,
Okay, I mean, if you're gonna be, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna be using it like a ton, it's be something that versus something you're not gonna use. I mean,
yeah,
it's just I completely agree with Carl on that. I've been obviously with the Tarmogoyf, I could have sold it off when I could have buy listed it for $90, and now I can't even get 35 out of it buy list. So I'm kind of
mm-hmm.
kicking myself for even holding on to it because I was like, oh, they just printed Tarmogoyf in the last master set. They're not going to do it again. And then, toot, toot, here we go, round two, bitches. I'm like,
Oh, like I've just I just waited so long for it, and I'm never gonna use that invocation anyways, and I doubt the From the Breach invocation will hold its value either. To be honest,
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that some of these expeditions are so cheap. Like the cheapest one, Smoldering Marsh at $20.
yeah.
I pulled one of these $25 ones, even the up to the 40. I mean, at the 40, the Cascade Bluff up would be great, but anything below that's kind of like there's a lot of them that are just not worth very much.
I think I'll be. I wouldn't say I'd be surprised if they reprinted Doubling Season, but I'd be. I don't know, because like they only printed it in one master set, whereas Tarmogoyf has been in three, two or three of them,
Yeah, I
like those
know.
kinds of cards.
I know. For me, I like to collect the as chat said, the invocations, the lotto cards. I like to collect those. I actually bought a playset of Dark Ritual invocations. The most expensive one I paid was $48, and that's because I was stupidly upticking a bid and went a little above. And the cheapest one I bought was $29.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like eBay. I get people all the time, especially when you get these. Like I've seen, I like to try to catch the people that have auctions that are up for half a day or less than half a day because you can usually snipe those or just get those pretty easy.
The other thing is in Doubling Season used to be $80 and it's down to 54 right now.
Yeah, I'm being told that through the breach is a very high chance to go up. I'm just letting you know that chat's recommending that you hold on to that, and I'm having to agree with my chat peoples because they know a lot more about the game than I do and have been more active around it. So I'm agreeing with my chat.
I think I would if I was overly attached to it, but I traded for it to get the Doubling Season. I still owe the guy that I traded it with. And I told him that's what it was for because he didn't want to come off it really. He kind of wanted to hold on to it, and I told him I was getting Doubling Season for my last card.
Chat's recommending that you just proxy yourself a Deadly Season to play. I actually agree because I like proxies myself. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Proxies in my mind are not a bad thing. I can play with Power 9 because of
Yeah,
proxies. Gotta love them. Oh, that's the best. Getting to throw a Black Lotus in a deck, I love it. That's not a proxy. Don't know how that got in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing one of them. It's in here. I'm missing the emerald. But I have a set of normal looking proxies. That the ones that I call the sneaky proxies, and I have a set of just completely altered art ones that I like to
mm-hmm.
throw into decks to play with people just because it's fun throwing a Black Lotus out on them and then a couple turns later throwing another Black Lotus out on them. Ooh, Library of Alexandria. I don't have that one in proxy yet, Carl. I do want to get a couple of those though, because that is a fucking nutso card for sure.
What's the price of regular Through the Breach? Like just the one from Kamigawa.
Let's see, Kamigawa. Which Kamigawa set was that in?
Oh, I can't remember. It's the one with the arc for the symbol, like the kimono kind of arc thing.
that? Oh shit. It wasn't that one. There we go. I clicked the wrong one. That's why. Oh, and I just had it up there too. Whoa, shit. $42.80.
That's not bad.
Not at all, and it's actually been on an uptick. Actually, slightly upticking a penny every couple days. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Let me dig back. Actually, that card's been on pretty much only an uptick. Like it's had a few dips over the years, but it looks like it's pretty much just gone up and mostly stayed going up.
What's the invocation look like?
And let's pull that up. That would be standard MCAT invocations. You're looking at 61, about $62 pretty much.
Oh, it's gone up since I looked.
And that one's been on a it kind of went down a little teeny bit there around Christmas, and then it's just went right back up again, and it's on currently on. It looks like it's set on an upward trend right now.
That's interesting. Because when I looked about a month ago, it was at 50.
Yeah, prices are nuts. I've watched them change.
TCG still says 50, 57.
Nice. Yeah. See, I gotta check multiple places. I go to Goldfish just because I've seen That's Where Lion Goes for his videos, and
yeah,
it was just kind of I have it bookmarked, so it's just like click click.
I just use TCG because it's the first thing that pops up, and it's really easy to look up multiple cards because they have that search bar.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you there. Ugh.
But it's the one that everyone else uses around here also, so I kind of have to go off it anyways.
Heck yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, it's been about an hour. I think we can call it good here for now. I gotta get some more stuff done around the house. I gotta get another load of dishes going. But Jack, it's been great to have you on, buddy.
Yeah, I've had fun.
We'll have to get you on here again. I try to do these randomly. We were doing them daily at first, just because I was getting new to it, and this week's been kind of rough, so I haven't really been doing them. But I definitely like doing these, and look forward to having you on again, sir.
Look forward to coming back. Maybe
For
next
sure.
time we can do a pack battle.
Heck yeah, man. We'll set something up for that. Get something figured out, because all I got right now, pack wise, is gate crashing at the moment.
I could my LGS has some gate crash. I could pick that up probably.
Heck yeah. But all right, bro. I will be chatting with you later. I'd like to thank you all in chat for coming out. Caleb Pope, Trashfire MTG, my boy King Ka, Post-Apocalyptic Gaming, if you're still around. Thanks for showing up. And anybody else who might be squeaking around in chat there, you have a good one. Carl, if you're streaming later, I'll be coming to your chat to hang out and watch, because you're always fun to listen to after the Kumite, my good man. And Jack, thank you for coming on. I'll put a link to Jack's channel in my description of this video once it's processed. Go check him out. He's an up and coming MTG YouTuber, and could definitely use a little love, guys. And I'll check you all later. Peace.